Stephen A. Smith gets a lot of hate and criticism, a lot from this channel included, and rightfully so, because some of the things he says, some of the race baiting is just so insane and ridiculous that it needs to be called out. But he's also the highest paid person right now at ESPN, and probably for a good reason, because of all the people, of all the shows, of all the garbage that's on that network. Stephen A. Smith is probably the most relevant person, the person that does draw the most eyes to his channel, even if it has been a ratings nightmare for the past several years, as ESPN has just gone full on identity politics. But when you have other people at this failing network who look like they're a little bit salty that Stephen A. Smith gets paid so much more than them, even though they're completely irrelevant people like First Take host Molly, you gotta just point and laugh a little bit, because that's exactly what happened on air. It seemed like Molly Qerim had a problem with how much Stephen A. Smith makes compared to how much she makes, and it all played out on the air. Watch, ESPN First Take host Molly Qerim draws pie chart to show her pay gap with Stephen A., who still insists he's underpaid. Let's just watch this play out, right? Mad Dog Russo's on there. Who else? Dominique Foxworthy, an absolute idiot, was also on there. They were talking about Aaron Rodgers and how much Aaron Rodgers makes and why it doesn't leave enough space for anybody else. Things like that when they're talking about the Packers' struggles this year. But all of a sudden, it goes a very different direction when it looks like Molly wants to bring in Stephen A.'s pay into this. A little bit crazy.
He's doing it. When you do that well enough, you get paid a lot. You get paid a lot of money.
I believe you.
I don't.
Mad Dog Russo would take less money.
Thing anyway. I don't have to worry about anybody.
So Stephen A. kind of does hold him, because they're like, you should take less money if you're Aaron Rodgers to give more money to the team. Stephen A. says, you guys you'd really take less money. Is that how it go? Okay. You know, and I kind of get where he's coming from there. But then listen to what Molly says. Molly, the most irrelevant person on here. And you can see a lot of these women at ESPN who feel like their voice needs to be recognized more when you're just there to facilitate conversation. No one gives a fuck about Molly Qerim's take on sports. That's just the fucking truth. Nobody cares about it. That's why you don't get paid as much. You could be easily replaced by nearly anybody. But listen to what she says.
You take less money. I don't know about that, doggy.
You could make it back.
Boy, Molly's on my team. You and I, we're a great combination.
I don't believe it.
You guys,
I have to take a much reduced salary so he can get paid.
She stuttered because she knows she's lying. Because she knows she's lying.
There's a big pie.
Yeah.
I had to take a significantly reduced salary so that he could get paid, and then pointing to Stephen A. Smith.
And it's
That's
like,
the first time
Molly,
we see Molly fumble over a word.
You get this little 1% slice so we can pay Stephen A. So here's me on the pie, and there's Stephen A.
There is some Molly to that.
Molly.
Actually, it's the other way around. Actually, it is me. It is me that is short. Others get paid. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
But it all works out if we're winning. And last time I checked.
Yeah, we're going to stop it right here. Like, it's clear that bugs Stephen A. a little bit, that Molly would sit there and talk about how I am having to give up money so Stephen A. can get paid more, when he says, you know, the reality is a little bit different. You know, the reality is I'm not getting paid maybe as much as I could somewhere else so that you guys can all get paid. You're getting paid because of me. And as much as I despise Stephen A. Smith and think that a lot of the programming has destroyed this company, they've gone full in on identity politics, you also can't deny that man right there is a bigger draw than any of the other people, especially Molly Qerim. So for her to say something or suggest something like that on TV, that she's having to give up money so Stephen A. gets paid or something like that, you could tell that it bothers him, and probably rightfully so. One of the biggest failures ESPN has had has been their desire to continue to promote woke, incompetent women that the audience doesn't want to hear from. Those people have been pushed time after time. They failed time after time, yet ESPN continues to do it because they're in a cycle of woke. They say these are the things we care about, this is what we want to do, and then that woke audience demands it. Your woke employees demand that you follow through on that. That's how you have entitled people like Molly sitting here complaining about how much Stephen A. is getting paid compared to her. You've brought this on yourself, ESPN. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.